אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. It is a tragic episode. Our ancestors had just heard the voice of God. I am the God who took you out of Egypt. Gave them the 10 commandments. The entire world stood still, according to our rabbis, when that happened. Nothing similar ever happened. Our rabbis say that when the waters of the Red Sea parted, even a maiden, an Egyptian maiden, saw more of God, more miracles than the greatest of our prophets. It's an extraordinary part of our history, actually the history of mankind, because the 10 commandments were given in the desert, in no man's land. They belong to everybody. But only a few hours later, a few days later, our ancestors, for whatever reason, because Moses didn't come, whatever it was, suddenly they build a golden calf, start dancing around and say, this is your God that took you out of Egypt. Even Aaron, the brother of Moshe, helps him in doing that. Moshe is up in the mountain, but God sees everything. He says to Moshe, take a look what your people have done. Go down. They built a golden calf. You know what, Moshe? This people is incorrigible. We can't do anything with it. They have just experienced the greatest event that mankind will ever see. And yet they build a golden calf. You know what? Stand aside, I'm going to destroy them. And I'll give you a new people. You start all over again, and we'll see how you do with the next people. But Moshe says, no, no. I suffered with them. I saw what happened in Egypt. I went to Pharaoh. I pleaded with him. I know about the plagues. I know about all this suffering. I am not going to choose a new people. You know, God, if you want a different people, erase my name from your book. I don't want any part of that at all. I am with the Jewish people, and that's it. What was Moshe really saying? You know what Moshe was saying? Moshe was saying that even if you make a mistake, the greatest possible mistake, there's always room to redo. There's always room to grow again. Speak to any person who has done something important in life. He has built a big company. He's the president of a university. Great scientist. Wrote a number of papers, scientific papers that are indispensable. Did he always hit the nail on the head? Didn't he make any mistakes? Didn't some companies that he built really fail? Didn't some of his theories prove afterwards to be really nonsense? Without mistakes, there are no accomplishments. Maybe that's what Moshe was saying. You know, the people have sinned, but maybe through their sin, they have learned something, and next time they're going to do it much better. And speak to any of us. Haven't we made any mistakes? You know, there are times when we think there's no way out. But to the contrary, intelligent people use the mistakes in order to do something else. The Torah says that God told Moses, go select 70 people who are really wise, spiritual people who are going to help you. At that moment, the Torah says that his future successor, Joshua, comes over to him and says, there are two people that are starting to prophetize. They think they're prophets among the people because you are selecting 70 people. So Moshe says, don't do anything against them, even though I didn't select them. I wish the entire Jewish people were a people of prophets. You know, this world has a lot of energy. The universe is full of it. You know, because Einstein taught us that mass and energy are really the same thing. There is a formula that transforms one into the other. There is an unlimited amount of energy really in this world from our point of view. Well, maybe there is an unlimited amount of spiritual, emotional energy that each and every one of us has. Maybe the mistakes that we made don't mean that we have exhausted all the energy that we have. To the contrary, each and every mistake is a teaching. You can become something else because you have made a mistake, and you can grow. You can grow up in the ladder. So bear in mind, don't despair. Don't despair if something not so good happens to you. Maybe there is a purpose for it. It is teaching you something. It is permitting you not to go in that direction anymore. You're going to choose a different path because you know that that path doesn't lead to the goal that you want to attain in life, because the amount of energy that you have is inexhaustible. The amount of spirituality that each and every one of us has no end to it. Make sure you use it for the right purpose, and you'll see you'll feel much better, and you'll be a positive element in any community in which you live.